Right, welcome back to my channel. Today is July 4th. We'll be doing merge nodes in between zeros. So you're given a head of linked list, which contains a series of integers separated by zeros, and then we guarantee that the beginning and the end of the linked list will be, the node value will be 0. So for every 2 consecutive zeros, we want to merge all the nodes lying in between them into one single node, which is the sum of them. And then the modified list should not contain any zeros. So for this given example, when we have 0, 3, 1, 0, so we want to merge this 3, 1 to be 4, and then we want to merge this 4, 5, 2 to be 11, and only return 4 and 11 without the zeros. So the high level is that we want to either replace zeros to be a sum, or replace the first one of the elements after 0 to be the sum. That's where you can remove 0. So in this case, I do a slide. I can better explain this. So at first, I'll declare 2 variables. One is temp, and then one's current. So I'll put my temp to pointing to head, and the current to point to head.next, which is a non-zero value. Why I'm doing this is because I want to always use temp to be the one who updating the value and change it to be a sum, and then current is the one who keep going to keep track of the current node value. Right, let's dive into the code. So while current value equals 0, so initialize the value, and then while current dot value is not equal to 0, which in this case it is not equal to 0, we want to increment the value, and then we want to move the current to the next. And in here we can see that 1 is not 0, so we increment the value again, and then move the current to the next. At this point, we can see that the current is at 0. So when hit 0, we get out of the while loop, and then we change the temp value to be equals to the value that we have. So temp is 0, we get out of the loop, we updated it, and then we want temp.next to be the current.next value. The important thing about this that will explain why you should try to do temp.next equals current.next. So with doing this, it actually removes nodes. So next step, we're moving temp to temp.next. So remember, our head is still here. So head is now pointing 4, and then pointing 4, 5, 2, 0. So we can throw away all this temp in between. Right, and then the last step, we're moving current to current.next. So now temp and current are pointing at the same value, and the same node, and then the node has a value which is non-zero. So we're getting out of this one time, and then going back to the top of the while loop, and then we'll do value equals 0 again. Since the value is not 0, we increment the value and move to the next one. Then we do this again until we get to the end. So now the current value is 0. So get out of this inner while loop, then it will update the current temp value. So temp, as I said, is always used to update the value. So that's why we move to the next one. The reason is that when we set temp.next equals current.next, it will be pointing to an empty node, which is null, instead of pointing to 0. If we set it to point to current, it will make it point to 0, and then you have extra 0 when you're returning. So now your head is just 4, and then point to 11, and then point to null. And then we can set both temp to be temp.next and current equals current.next. Again, in this case, we exit the while loop, because the while loop, the current is not. The current is null right now. Right. So we have the top process. We literally showing you the code. So we can set temp equals to head, current equals head.next. Then while current. So while current, you want to set a locked variable value equals 0. Then while current is not 0. Well, the current value is not equal 0. Why we can do this is because I set current equals head.x, and then we know that the head is always starting with 0 as a guarantee. So when we first enter this while loop, we can say that this will always hold. So your value plus equals your current dot value, and then you can move your current to the next one. So while you're getting out, you're done with that, you found next year. So you want to update the temp.file plus the value, and then break this bond in between temp and the next one. So you want to set temp.next plus current.next, and then at the end move your temp to the new temporary place that you will be updating the value. Then at the end, you just move current to the next one. Since the temp is at the head, so at this point you just have to return head. Found it. And then you can submit it. (800 millisecond bits 87.86%. It's not bad. So analysis. Oh, it said off n squared. But I believe you only access this one time, so I believe the complexity should be off. Right. Thanks for watching the video today. If you have any questions, feel free to leave in a comment. We're going to talk about this. See you tomorrow.